Good morning, guys and gals. We are talking about mean, median, mode, and range today. Those are also called the means of central tendency, the measures of central tendency, actually. So measures of central tendency. But since no one will ever remember that, it's just called mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, so we've done mean, median, mode for a few years, so this is usually just a review, but in case you haven't or don't remember, it's not a big deal. We're going to go through it again. So anyhow, the mean is the average number in a set of numbers. If you have a data set, and the data set is 1, 3, 2, 1, and 5, what you're going to do is you're going to look at that data set and tell me what the average number is. In order to do that, you simply add up all the numbers and divide by the number of entries in the data set. So in this case, if we were to add all these numbers together, 1 plus 3 is 4, and 2 is 6, 7, and that would give me a total of 12. But then I have to divide this by the number of pieces of data in the set, and there's 5 numbers in the data set. Anyhow, when you divide 12 by 5, you get 2.4, and that is the mean or average for that data. Anyhow, now the median is the middle value in the list, so median is middle. And to find it, what you have to do is you have to take your data set and write all the numbers out again in numerical order from smallest to largest. So it will involve most often rewriting all of the terms in your data set. And you have to make sure that if numbers are repeated, you put the repeated numbers down as well. Don't just skip them because you might have thought you've already done it. Anyhow, if we were to look at the numbers from above, and we're going to put them from smallest to largest, there'd be a 1, another 1, a 2, a 3, and a 5. That is our data set from above, written in numerical order from smallest to largest. Anyhow, then you look at it and you find the middle number in that data set. Now remember, we have 5 pieces of data in here, so our middle number appears right there. So the median in this case is simply 2. If there's an even number of pieces of data in your data set, then you're going to have to do something else, and we'll go over that later on in this video. The mode is our next one, and the mode is whatever number is repeated the most in the data set. Sometimes there is no mode. Sometimes they're all repeated the same amount. Each number is listed once, so you can have no mode. You can also have 2 modes or 1 mode. It depends on which one is repeated the most often in your data set. And if I was to rewrite the one from above, you can obviously see that there are multiple examples of 1. So for this, our mode is 1. It is the most repeated piece of data in that set. And lastly, our range. Range, when we have bigger numbers, we're trying to figure out how far apart the largest number is to the smallest number, or the smallest to the largest. And the best way to do that is to simply subtract the largest value from the smallest. So our largest value there is 5, and it's really easy when you have it written in order. And our lowest value is 1. If we were to subtract those two, our total range of numbers spans 4. So our range is from 1 to 5 for a total of 4 spaces. That is how far our data is listed. And that's all we're looking at today. So we're going to go through another example, and then you should have no problems doing this and applying them later to your questions where you're drawing graphs and you're trying to make good inferences based off of evidence found in your graphs. Anyhow, we'll go to the next example. So here's my data set. And remember, we're going to do these in order. It really doesn't matter which one you do, but we're going to do mean first. You will have to do these and put them into numerical order, so you might as well get started. And a lot of times, there's small mistakes because you have copying errors. The best way I've found to do it is to check them off as you go. So I know 13 is my smallest, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 13s. And I have to write 13 4 times. Don't skip one. Don't forget one. Just get it done. All right, if I look for my next number is 14, my next largest number. I put a little dot over it for a second. Then I cross them out. I won't make any mistakes. It's a little thing. You might say, I don't need to do that. But if you do it this way, the seconds it takes you to do it and not get a mistake is worth doing it. Anyhow, there's all the numbers in my data set from smallest to largest. Remember that the mean, what you have to do is you have to add all of those numbers and divide by the number of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 numbers in this data set. So I'm going to divide whatever I have by 9. All right, first thing I have to do is add all this up. I'll put my total right here. That equals 135. And remember, we're going to divide that by the number of numbers in my data set, and that's 9. 135 divided by 9 is 15 dead on, so 15 is our mean. Remember that mode is the number that, we're going to do mode here, is the number that appears the most often. Now 14 is repeated more than once, but 13, as you can see, is repeated 4 times. Without rewriting the data set, I can just write that my mode is 4. It is the number most repeated. Again, I'll keep using the data set that I've already written out. Median is my middle number. We're lucky that we have an odd number of pieces of data, so all we've got to figure out is what number is in the middle. And because we organize this from smallest to largest, we know there's 9. So the 5th number will be our median, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5th, 14, is our median. It is the number that appears in the middle of that data set. And lastly, range, quickly. Range is the smallest number to the largest number, and we're going to see how big it is. Our smallest number is 13. Our largest number is 21. If we were to subtract 21 minus 13, we would get 8. Well, let me write that up there. We would get 8. So our range is from 13 to 21, which is a matter of 8 units. Anyhow, that was our work from today. I'm sure you'll do just great on it as you get started. And that's the bell.